We've always been told that fruit is the ultimate health food, haven't we? But what if I told you that some of them might actually be clogging up your brain, leaving you in a mental fog, and even speeding up the aging process? It sounds quite shocking, doesn't it? Today, we're looking into a fascinating discovery shared by a leading neurologist. He's identified 5 everyday fruits that could be quietly damaging your cognitive health, and 5 superfruits that actually help protect you against dementia and Alzheimer's. Stick with me until the end of this video, and I promise you'll look at your fruit bowl in a completely different light. Are you ready to discover the truth that's been hidden behind the healthy label for so long? Now, before we get to the list, let's talk about how food actually affects our brain. Think of your brain as a high-performance computer. Just like any computer, it needs energy to function, and its primary fuel is glucose, essentially sugar. But with any complex machine, the quality of that fuel matters just as much as the quantity. When we eat foods that cause a sudden spike in our blood sugar, we are effectively putting low-grade, unstable fuel into our supercomputer. These spikes trigger a reaction in the body called inflammation. When this inflammation becomes chronic, it starts to damage the most delicate wiring in our system, including the neurons in our brain. Doctors call this neuroinflammation, and it's at the heart of many age-related brain conditions. So our goal is to choose the kind of fuel that burns steadily and cleanly without causing an internal flare-up. So, let's kick things off with the foods that pretend to be our friends. First on the naughty list is the overripe banana. You know the one, soft, sweet, and covered in those little brown spots. It's the kind we love to toss into a smoothie or use for baking. Now, we've always been told that bananas are a wonderful source of potassium and a great way to get a quick boost of energy. And that's perfectly true. But it's that quickness where the real trouble lies. You see, as a banana ripens, its healthy starches turn into simple sugars. The riper and sweeter it gets, the higher its glycemic index climbs. This means the sugar hits your system almost instantly, causing a sharp spike in your blood sugar levels. For your brain, it's like a sudden jolt. You get a quick rush of energy, followed by a heavy crash that leaves you feeling drained, irritable, and stuck in that dreaded brain fog. It's a complete sugar roller coaster for your brain cells. Let's take a closer look at what actually happens during that sugar spike. When your blood sugar surges, your pancreas has to work overtime, pumping out a massive dose of insulin to clear that sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells. If this happens day after day, your cells can become less responsive, a condition known as insulin resistance. And here is the catch. Our brains are incredibly sensitive to this. In fact, research shows such a direct link between insulin resistance and a higher risk of Alzheimer's that some scientists have even started calling it type 3 diabetes. By constantly fueling those sugar spikes, even with something as natural as a very ripe banana, you are essentially wearing down your body's delicate regulatory system. Over time, this can take a real toll on your memory and your ability to think clearly. Now, this doesn't mean bananas are the enemy. It just means we should be a bit more selective. If you're looking for a snack, try picking the ones that are slightly underripe or a bit greenish. And as always, enjoy them in moderation to keep your mind sharp. Number 2 on our list is grapes. Those juicy, sweet clusters are so easy to snack on that you might not even notice how many you've eaten. People often call them nature's candy, and sadly, that's exactly what they are. They're loaded with sugar, mostly fructose and glucose. In fact, just 1 cup of grapes can contain up to 23 grams of sugar. That is nearly as much as a can of soda. Since grapes don't have much fibre to slow things down, all that sugar hits your bloodstream almost instantly. This triggers that familiar cycle, a sharp spike in glucose, a heavy surge of insulin, and the inevitable crash. For your brain, this means added stress and increased inflammation. Seedless grapes are particularly risky because we tend to eat them mindlessly, handful after handful, while watching a movie or reading a book. It's a sneaky way to consume a lot of sugar without even realizing it. Let's talk about the fructose found in grapes. For a long time, many of us believed fructose was safer than glucose because it doesn't cause an immediate spike in insulin. No, it turns out fructose has a much sneakier way of affecting the body. You see, while every cell in your body can use glucose for energy, only your liver is equipped to process large amounts of fructose. When the liver gets overwhelmed, it starts turning that extra sugar into fat. This can lead to fatty liver disease, which is closely linked to inflammation and insulin resistance throughout your whole body, and that includes your brain. So, by eating too many grapes, you aren't just affecting your liver, you're actually impacting your brain health in the long run. That handful of grapes might look like a harmless snack, but it's actually a heavy lift for your metabolism and your body's natural filters. Number 3 on our list of hidden dangers is the king of tropical fruits, the mango. Now, we all love its luscious, sweet flesh. It really is a treat. And while it's true that mangoes are packed with vitamins A and C, there's a bit of a dark side to this sunshine fruit. You see, the mango is one of the sweetest fruits on the planet. Just one medium-sized fruit can contain as much as 45 grams of sugar. That is nearly double the daily limit recommended by many health experts. Eating that much sugar in one sitting will inevitably lead to a massive spike in your blood sugar levels. The real problem with the mango is that it's just so easy to overindulge. Unlike a crisp apple, which fills you up quite quickly, the soft, melting texture of a mango makes it easy to eat far too much. Before you know it, you've consumed as much sugar as a rich dessert from the bakery, all under the guise of eating a healthy fruit. The way we think about mangoes can be a bit of a trap. Because it's an exotic fruit, we often assume it's nothing but healthy, which makes it easy to overindulge. We tell ourselves, it's just fruit, what's the harm? As we reach for another slice. But here is the reality. Your brain doesn't distinguish between the sugar in a piece of cake and the sugar in a mango. To your body, sugar is sugar, and the reaction is the same. Inflammation and stress on your delicate neural pathways. The biggest mistake is eating mango all by itself as a snack. This is a surefire way to send your blood sugar skyrocketing. If you can't resist that tropical sweetness, try to keep your portions small. And here is a golden rule. Always pair it with something rich in protein or fibre, like a handful of nuts or some plain, unsweetened yogurt. This simple trick helps buffer the sugar spike, making your favourite treat much kinder to your brain. Coming in at number 4, we have a real wolf in sheep's clothing, packaged fruit juices and shop-bought smoothies. We've all been brought up to believe that a glass of orange juice with breakfast is a healthy boost of energy. But let's be honest for a moment. When fruit is processed into juice, the most valuable part, the fibre, is stripped away and thrown in the bin. You're essentially left with a glass of sugar water. In a whole piece of fruit, the fibre helps your body process the sugar slowly and keeps your gut in good shape. Without it, juice affects your body much like a sugary soda would. It leads to a sharp spike in blood sugar, which is particularly hard on your brain and your circulation. Do watch out for nectars and juice drinks too. Those are even worse as they're often loaded with extra white sugar or corn syrup on top of the sugar already found in the fruit. Fibre is the unsung hero that gets left behind when we make juice. Think of it this way. Sugar is like a speeding race car, and fibre acts as the speed bumps on the road to your bloodstream. When you take away those speed bumps, the sugar hits your system at full throttle, causing real havoc. The same thing happens with fruit juice. A whole apple contains just as much sugar as a glass of apple juice, but thanks to the fibre, that sugar enters your blood slowly and steadily. This gives your body the time it needs to handle it properly. Now, don't be fooled by those store-bought smoothies either. They're often packed with sugary syrups and concentrates, turning what looks like a healthy drink into a total sugar bomb. If you fancy a smoothie, it's much better to make it yourself. Use whole fruits and berries, and be sure to toss in some leafy greens or a little protein. That way, you keep everything nicely balanced and stay feeling your best. Rounding out our top 5 culprits are dried fruits, specifically dates and raisins. We often hear they're a healthy alternative to sweets, but in reality, they are essentially nature's own candy. When fruit is dried, The water is removed, leaving behind nothing but highly concentrated sugar. This results in a snack that is incredibly high in sugar for its weight. To give you an idea, raisins are actually 60% sugar. They are packed with calories and can cause your blood sugar to spike just as much as a full-size dessert would. Their sticky texture isn't great for your teeth either, but that's a conversation for another time. As far as your brain is concerned, this is just another source of fast, concentrated sugar that can fuel inflammation throughout the body. Sugar isn't the only concern when it comes to store-bought dried fruit. There is another hidden risk. To keep them looking bright and colourful, they are often treated with sulfur dioxide, or preservative E220. For some people, this can trigger allergies, headaches, or digestive issues. While there is no direct proof that small amounts are toxic to the brain, any chemical that causes stress to the body adds to overall inflammation. And we know that inflammation is bad news for our long-term brain health. So when you are shopping, look for the fruits that don't look quite so perfect. Choose the darker, shriveled ones without that glossy shine. It is a good sign they haven't been treated with chemicals. And remember, 2 or 3 dates should be enjoyed as a dessert, not eaten by the handful as a quick snack. Well, now that we've dealt with the foods that do us harm, let's move on to the best part, the brain-boosting fruits that help keep our minds young and sharp. At the very top of the list, of course, are berries, particularly the dark ones, blueberries, blackberries, and blackcurrants. These little gems are nature's own superheroes in the fight against aging. Their secret weapon? Anthocyanins. These are the natural pigments that give them those lovely deep blues, purples, and reds. But they're not just there for show. Anthocyanins are some of the most powerful antioxidants known to science. They can actually cross the blood-brain barrier, reaching the brain directly to work their protective magic. So, how exactly do berries help keep our brains sharp? Think of it like this. Inside your mind, tiny microscopic fires are constantly breaking out. This is what doctors call oxidative stress and inflammation. The anthocyanins found in berries act like an elite team of firefighters. They step in to quench those flames before they can damage your vital brain cells. Research has shown that eating berries regularly actually helps your brain cells communicate better, making it easier to learn new things and hold on to precious memories. They even act like a natural cleaning crew, clearing away cellular rubbish, including the plaques often linked to Alzheimer's. Just 1 cup of berries a day, whether they're fresh or frozen, can significantly slow down age-related decline and help keep your mind bright and clear. Next on our list is the avocado. People often argue about whether it's a fruit or a vegetable, but botanists actually consider it a fruit, a berry to be precise, and it truly is a remarkable one. Unlike most fruits which are high in carbohydrates, 77% of an avocado's calories come from fat. Now don't let that alarm you. These are those healthy, monounsaturated fats that are absolutely vital for our brain health. You see, the brain itself is about 60% fat. To keep it in good working order and to repair its delicate cells, it needs a steady supply of high-quality fatty acids. The fats found in avocados help keep our brain cell membranes flexible, which improves how quickly signals travel. Simply put, avocados help keep your mind sharp and your thoughts flowing smoothly. Beyond just healthy fats, avocados are a wonderful source of vitamin K and B vitamins, often called the anti-stress nutrients. These play a vital role in producing feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which keep our mood bright and our motivation high. What's more, the natural fats in avocados help keep blood pressure in check. This is incredibly important for preventing strokes, which are a leading cause of vascular dementia. By making avocados a regular part of your diet, you're supporting healthy circulation, ensuring your brain gets all the oxygen and nourishment it needs to stay sharp. Try adding half an avocado to a salad, spreading it on some whole grain toast, or simply enjoying it with a spoon. Your brain will truly thank you for it. It's the perfect fuel for a clear and healthy mind. Taking the number 3 spot on our list are citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and tangerines. We all know them as a fantastic source of vitamin C, and it's true. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that shields our brain cells from damage. But the benefits don't stop there. Citrus fruits are also packed with a special group of plant compounds called flavonoids, specifically hesperidin and naringenin. These substances are remarkable brain protectors. They help reduce inflammation, improve blood flow to the brain, and can even stimulate neurogenesis, the birth of new nerve cells. This is particularly important for the hippocampus, the area of your brain dedicated to memory and learning. Studies have shown that enjoying citrus fruits or a glass of juice, freshly squeezed and sugar-free of course, can do wonders for keeping our minds sharp. In fact, regular citrus lovers tend to score better on memory tests and face a much lower risk of dementia. It's all thanks to something called flavonoids. These natural compounds help strengthen the tiny blood vessels in the brain, ensuring a steady flow of oxygen and nutrients to your neurons. Now here's a little tip. Most of those benefits are actually found in the white pith, that soft layer under the skin we usually throw away. So, next time you're peeling an orange, don't worry about getting it perfectly clean. That white part is actually good for you. And don't forget the zest. Adding a little orange or lemon peel to your tea or baking isn't just about the lovely aroma. It's a simple, delicious way to give your brain some extra protection. Coming in at number 4 is the pomegranate. An ancient symbol of life and fertility, this fruit is a true powerhouse of unique antioxidants. Its real strength lies in its polyphenols, specifically substances called punicalagins and ellagic acid. Remarkably, research shows that pomegranates have 3 times the antioxidant power of red wine or green tea. While they work wonders throughout your entire body, they are especially vital for your brain health. These compounds help calm inflammation in the nervous system and protect your neurons from wear and tear. Think of it as a sturdy shield, standing guard against the free radicals that try to damage your brain cells. What's particularly fascinating is that animal studies have shown how components in pomegranate juice can help combat the buildup of beta amyloid, the very protein that forms plaques in the brain during Alzheimer's. Now, of course, we still need more research in humans, but the potential is truly remarkable. Regularly enjoying fresh pomegranate or its pure juice could help sharpen both your verbal and visual memory. I know, they can be a bit of a fiddle to prepare, but the effort really does pay off tenfold. You can sprinkle the seeds over your salad or yogurt, or simply enjoy them by the spoonful. Even a glass of pure pomegranate juice a few times a week is a wonderful investment in your long-term brain health. Just one thing, always check that there's no added sugar, as that would simply cancel out all the benefits. And finally, our 5th health hero is something we've all known since childhood, the humble apple. The old saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away," is absolutely true, and that includes your neurologist too. The apple's real power lies in more than just vitamins. It comes down to 2 vital ingredients, fibre and a unique flavonoid called quercetin. It contains a soluble fibre known as pectin, which acts as fuel for the good bacteria in our gut. And as we now know, a healthy gut is essential for a healthy brain. This connection, often called the gut-brain axis, is a major focus of modern research. A healthy gut flora produces substances that lower inflammation throughout the entire body, including the brain. So, by enjoying an apple, you aren't just having a snack. You're nourishing your tiny allies in the quest to keep your mind sharp and clear. But the real star of the show when it comes to apples is quercetin. This powerful natural compound helps fight inflammation and is found mostly in the skin. That's why it's so important to eat your apples unpeeled. Quercetin acts like a shield for our brain cells, protecting them from damage and keeping them healthy as we age. Research suggests it can even help block the processes that lead to memory loss and other brain-related conditions. It also improves circulation and blood vessel health, which is vital for keeping our minds sharp and well-nourished. An apple really is the perfect snack. The fibre keeps you feeling full and provides a steady stream of energy, all while delivering a boost of protection straight to your brain. It's simple, affordable, and incredibly effective. So next time you're reaching for a biscuit, grab a crisp apple instead. So let's recap what we've learned today. We've debunked the old saying that all fruit is equally good for us. As it turns out, things like overripe bananas, grapes, mangoes, and even packaged juices or dried fruits can be surprisingly high in sugar. This can lead to unwanted inflammation and isn't quite as kind to our brains as we might think. On the other hand, we have a wonderful rescue team of foods to turn to. We're talking about berries bursting with antioxidants, the healthy fats in avocados, the protective nutrients in citrus fruits and pomegranates, and the simple goodness of an apple. The main thing to remember is that it's not about cutting things out completely or becoming overly restrictive. It's all about balance and being mindful of what we put on our plates. By understanding how food affects our most important organ, the brain, we can make the choices that lead to a clear mind, a sharp memory, and a healthy life for many years to come. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, please do give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more tips and insights. And don't forget to click the bell icon so you're always kept in the loop. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which fruit on the caution list surprised you the most? And which of our brain-boosting fruits are you planning to enjoy more often? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm looking forward to a good chat.